What's good in the hood? It's your boy Carcino here. Let's talk about it. Steven Jackson went in to talk about Ja Morant. Now, for those who don't know, what's up, John Rod? He's always the first out the limo. It's all staged. Nah, bro, this wouldn't be staged. But Captain Jack decided he wanted to dump on Ja Morant's son over what happened, and I had no problems with anything that he said. It was the same thing I did, the same thing that others did. We all knew to step away from Ja Morant and not condone his behavior as just water under the bridge. Because it's not just water under the bridge. It's a big deal. He should know that, and the people around him should know that. You understand what I'm saying? Old block Stack. I know. And they saying, well, who is Stack to talk to him? Stack should tell him some advice, but Stack ain't gonna, it ain't his responsibility to go talk to Ja Morant. Just like it ain't Gilbert Arenas' responsibility to talk to Ja. But the thing is do you want Gilbert Arenas talking to Ja Morant? Because he'd be like, oh man, they just tripping on you. Yeah, what you did was bad, but cut your hair. That's what he gonna tell him to do. That was Gil's advice. Cut your hair. Cut your hair. You can't even get a speeding ticket. Gil tried to tell him, you gotta play the role. Captain Jack is just saying that was just dumb. Right. Jack saying, man, he a different person now than he was back then. But Captain Jack, the thing about him is he's still in that mode. He say one thing 1 minute and says the right things, then he goes back and resort back to his old ways. Whoever he's around, he changed. When he go back to his hometown and go to Houston or something, he get around his old cousins and all that. He resort back to the old Stack who was dumb, stupid, and doing the same things. Michael Vick had to cut his hair and play the role. And he gave the advice like, hey, man, you in trouble? Man, you got to cut your hair. You got to show them you changed and do all that. Now, Michael Vick is okay. He's safe. Got him a good job. Michael Vick had to play his role. No, Gilbert said he should cut his hair. Stack ain't said nothing like that. But the contrast is what Stack is talking about is correct. Everything Stack said about Ja Morant was absolutely 100% correct. Absolutely, people. Yeah, I'm dressed like a school teacher today. We got to go teach some classes today. You'll get to see that live if you're a Patreon member. Yeah, Patreon been on fire this month. Trying to get the Michael Jackson thing to you, but it's hard to do it without the copyright thing. So, this guy named Marshall Chambers. I want everybody to look at Marshall Chambers because he wanted to be seen. He said KB said something too, but I guess you won't touch on that, huh? Because it's all about who we like, right? Shaking my head. Did this man ever look at the video right before this video? Marshall, you should check the timeline. You should check the video before this one. And I know when you picking your face up off the floor, then you see how they talk without any information now? They just talk. You ain't got nothing to say about it. How would you know that? How do you know it hasn't already been said? I know, so you spoke without information. Before, it's like accusing somebody of something and you hadn't even checked. You think we didn't address that? Kwame Brown went viral. My mother, my father, people who don't even watch my channel was hitting me up saying, hey, that guy you be talking to, Kwame Brown, man, he went off on Ja Morant. I'm like, how you know that? I'm going to see it regardless. So, but how they know that? I'm like, they don't be on YouTube, but then they was like, man, it's doing like 1.5 million on Facebook. Facebook and Twitter was like at 1.5 million. Every talk show was starting to pick up on it. See, that's just, once again, he's just saying other things without knowing. So now everybody got to hear you. Your name was spit out across the whole video for a person who got to pick his face up off the floor. Yep, about to hit 200K on Bus Life. Doing his thing. Now, before we were rudely interrupted by a man with no information, and that we all had the information and he did not, but he's the one that wanted to speak up. Now, can we get back to our regular scheduled programming? Absolutely, I think we shall. And the reason why I think we shall is because of the simple reason Ja Morant's situation has gotten out of control. And as you can see, Jack is one of those people who believes that this has gotten out of hand as far as Ja Morant's behavior. Now, of course, I wasn't with it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody I know was with Ja Morant and what he was doing, right? This whole goofiness.
Guys, that actually went to bat for him because I've been a guy who was throwing a lot of money at a young age and made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? But I'm totally different from the person I was. And I think a lot of people commend me on the changes I made. After the mistakes I made, it's not what you do, it's what you do after. And what you do after is not do the same thing again than what he just did. So all the people like me that was taking up on him that said it was a mistake, he's a young kid. We can't go to bat for him this time. This is the dumbest thing he could have done. This is a moron move. His parents should be embarrassed. His friends around him, that like you said, from the last incident, wasn't his friend. So it's just a fucked up situation. But you gotta really just put everything in his lap and let him deal with it. He got to deal with everything that comes with it because he's done the same dumb thing again that he act like he went got help for. Just like I told y'all, he didn't talk to nobody and get no help that fast. You know what I'm saying? There was no way. That was a publicity stunt. But this is all on him, and can't nobody defend him. And I definitely won't stand up and defend him because that was the dumbest thing you could have done.
Look. You do something dumb like that twice, that's on you. Can't feel bad. We can't feel bad. Now, what speaking of Jock gonna do for me? Do for him? I can't tell him nothing. I can't tell him nothing. And feel like your fuck up say nothing and you ain't going nowhere. It don't work like that, It don't work like that. You probably need to change on how you look at things, and how you handling things in your life. You might want to change that around, fam. I can say what I want about Kanye when I was disagreeing with him, but he's still a billionaire. He's still one of the most successful people in our culture. You know what I'm saying? I might disagree with him, but he's still very successful, very intelligent. I wish y'all the best, bro. I'm gonna stay behind him, and I'm gonna tell him when he right and when he wrong. He wrong on this one. The first time he made a mistake, so I held him down. The second time, that's on you. You gotta deal with that. If somebody from inside ever reach out to me to talk to him, I will, but I ain't, everybody, why you talk to John? You talk to John? Whenever I ever spoke to John. Why you need to call John? Bro, John, grown man. If you want to holler at me, we can get in contact, but that ain't my son.
So, man, as you can hear, Steven Jackson was holding this young man.
Everybody was holding the young man down. I was holding the young man down. Everybody was holding John Morant down. We all said, hey, man, that was messed up. We all held John Morant down. Not one of us said anything crazy about John. We all was holding him down. Who do you know that was out there in the game like that? We were all holding John Morant down. We were proud of the young guy. And even after the first incident, we was like, all right, he made a mistake. He was just trying to respond back to the trolls who was putting all this pressure on him in the first place. And that's when he flashed it on IG. But this time, he didn't go live. Somebody just recorded him. But he was knowing that the person was on IG live because they was all, dancing in front of the camera, on the phone, whatever, throwing up what all those crazy signs was. He was back being Ja. And this was after his exit speech. But Steven Jackson said some very key things that we all said before. We was riding with Ja. We all was riding with him the first time around. Didn't Kwame Brown say that? First time around, we rode with you. We all had your back. I don't remember anybody not having his kids back. Maybe Shannon Sharp. But besides that, the most of the brothers, we had his back. Most of the real ones. We said, hey, he's a young kid, he made a mistake. Which is cool. A young kid gonna make a mistake, but they ain't gonna make that mistake 2 months later. That means you ain't learned from the impact of what happened. All of the consequences and all the stakes out there, he keep thinking just as long as he has the ability to play basketball, they won't touch him. He's good in the league. No, you're not good in the league. If they told Allen Iverson he can go, they could definitely tell you could go. What you think Allen Iverson wasn't that popular no more? That what you thought? When Iverson was with the Grizzlies, he had a lot of things going on outside of basketball. And it had nothing to do with the NBA putting pressure on him and nothing. He was just going through it at home. And he had a lot of life issues. And he was still the most popular player on the team. So it was a lot different than when you was a Grizzly. You're the star of the team. But your team is actually successful. Y'all had the best season in franchise history. I don't remember the Grizzlies ever being as high as this team was. Won as many games as this team did. And to go out in the first round of the playoffs the way they did, they underachieved. And a lot of it was a lack of maturity. Now, Desmond Bane is being touted as the face of the team now. You see, he got his camp coming up in Richmond, Indiana, the skills camp that the Grizzlies are a part of, and Ja Morant can't be a part of it now. Now his whole camp is going to be turned into what you think about Ja, what you think about Ja. Everybody's with that. Of course, he got to make changes now. Hit the like button, good people. I know y'all just got here, and a lot of y'all been here for a minute. But hit the like button up so they can know that you guys are real, because we don't have bots. We got real people here. Chris G said that's an hour from where I live. I know. That's about I wouldn't say it's an hour for me. It's about maybe 2 hours, 2 hours and a half from where I'm at. But yeah. It's a drive. But Desmond Bane got his basketball camp up there. He always normally have his basketball camp coming in different places sometimes, but normally here is, Indiana's one of the home of basketball. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. That's the way I felt. The Grizzlies are going to have a meeting with Ja Morant. I remember when Ja signed his contract. The day he signed with the Grizzlies, I was one of the first people to make a video on it. And this is when he first came to the Grizzlies as a rookie. This team believed he could be the face of the team. And they buy him. But I'm going to tell y'all something that was really telling that nobody else seemed to understand. Now, let's take a good look at it. If this was a hockey player, would it matter? Yes, it would matter. Now, let's take a good look at this from the perspective of what's going on, right? Kwame Brown went viral for his video, went viral for what he said about, John Morant. But you want to know what didn't go viral? And what people edit out? They edit out a lot when he spoke about this demonic music that these guys listen to. Talking about demon time and all that. When he starts speaking about demonic music and all of these things, you notice people shut up. These people shut up and didn't speak another word. Why is that? Because they know that the money machine is connected to all of this. The NBA players, they sell the music. The NBA is a part of it. You see All-Star Weekend, it's none but hip-hop music now. The whole NBA playoffs, they got a rapper in there doing all this, his theme song is the song of the NBA playoffs. The NBA had one time sued NBA Youngboy from using the NBA in his name. So he had to be known as Youngboy. And said, oh no, it's called Never Broke Again. Never broke again, Youngboy. Yeah. So when he pointed that out, what's up, Kennedy? So when he pointed that out, all of these infractions were brought to the forefront. Yep, Captain Jack was just on Obama saying he wasn't with that and doing all that, but he wasn't the one out there with the gun. But like I told you, Jack's problem is when he get around other people in that element, he resort back to his old ways, his old attitude. There's some incidents that happened with Jack that y'all don't even know about. So when he said he learned his lesson, he didn't learn his lesson. He didn't learn his lesson at all. And like Isaiah Thomas said, you was out. At the strip club getting smacked with the car, shooting guns. Yeah, he was out the league. They had just had the Malice in the Palace. They just had the Malice in the Palace. This the same year. The same year. in Indiana. He go up there, he start whooping on the fan in the stands. He going down there doing what he did. And came up in the stand. I mean, he came up in the stands trying to go get his partner. He had his boy back. Then after this, cost Jack a bag, cost him a lot. He got back in the league, and next thing you know, when all of this is said and done, you go to a strip club and start shooting. Fighting in a strip club. You blame another player. I was looking to stick it up for my teammates. You got punched in the mouth. You busting rounds. You got hit by a car. Then you talking about we finna go ride and had a whole Indiana Pacer team go in there doing a home invasion. But you learned your lesson. That was months later, Jack. And then right after this, he continuously did dumb things. This man got into it with Michael Jordan in Charlotte and got himself traded. He got into it with Pop, got himself traded. See, coming up, our parents, and the majority of them listen to positive music, spiritual, enriching music. That's why I listen to mostly old stuff. I don't really listen to a lot of this new stuff. It ain't for me. But Ja Morant ain't the first from this generation to act like to do what he's doing. There's a lot of players in the NBA doing what Ja doing. They just ain't been caught on IG. Yeah, I listen to Hall and Oates. I listen to Patti LaBelle. Go listen. If you want to hear some spiritual, uplifting music, go play Patti LaBelle, Somebody Loves You, Baby. That's spiritual and lifting music. Somebody loves you, baby. Whoa. Shoot, you don't listen to that, I'll be like, somebody love me. God damn it. Patty just told me somebody love me. You see, when your soul is broken, that's when people can penetrate. If you watched all those possession movies, all those movies with all those demonic possessions, a lot of y'all think that's fake, right? Why do you think they keep putting those out in the movie theaters? Oh, every year it's about 4 or 5 of these possession movies come out. You'd be like, man, another one? Like, how many of these things they gonna keep doing? Man, there's so many of those coming out now. They popping out like popcorn in a popcorn maker. It's like possession, 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 possession. We got 2 or 3 of them out right now. Pope's Exorcist, The Evil Dead Rises. Then they got another 2 on the way. This whole summer is nothing about possession movies. But right, you got the Insidious finna come out, another possession movie. Then you got Let Me In, Let Me Inside. That's a possession movie. Then you got uh Take Me or whatever that is. That looked terrifying. And that's another possession movie. Now, why do you think this is? Thanks for the super chat. I'm glad L Boogie came in here and super chatted for that Patti LaBelle song. And you were the first super chat of the day, man. Appreciate you, bro. Oh yeah. Well, if you want to donate, Cash App is Carcino. That's Karceno. No, but if you watch some of these movies, man, you can feel it around you. You feel a dark presence around you when they be doing these chants and stuff like that. You be like, oh, wait a minute, I gotta get the hell away from here. I don't even want to watch this. I walked out of a movie because I felt it was too demonic. I said, oh, this is too demonic. I'm getting the hell up out of here. I'm like, this is a real seance. I feel like I'm in a part of a real seance. I gotta get the hell up out of here. That was the movie Hereditary. I walked out of that. I said, oh yeah, I'm done. They doing a real ceremony here. I'm out. They ain't finna possess me in no damn movie theater. Hell no, I'm getting the hell up out of here. But one thing is common for possession. They normally have to break a victim. They just don't possess you. That don't happen. They have to break and conquer your will. See, people keep running to religion for their protection in a lot of these situations. They run in all different faiths. They Protestants, they're Baptists, you know, Israelite, Protestants, you know, they all different kinds, Catholic, don't matter. There's a key element that a lot of people seem to forget. So if you're fighting demons, do you realize that the demons can be right where you are at, where you think you have protection? The demons could be right there. The important thing is that you have to have faith. That's the key. If you don't have faith, it's empty. Your faith, what they call your will, is really your faith. That is your strength. And if you don't have faith, then you are susceptible to be broken. Because when is people more vulnerable, or they feel that they will or they faith, is when they're injured, when their body's broken. You got a broken leg or something, and you can't do the things you used to do. Your spirit is down. People got to keep your spirits up because you're normally broken. That's when possessions normally happen. That's when changes in people's attitudes normally happen. When something has broken to them or someone has passed away, they're hurt. So their soul spiritually or something is broken. That's when evil people start to lurk. Sometimes they come in the physical, sometimes they come in non-physical. They speak to you in words. Evil spirits have spoken to me plenty of times through people. They do it all the time. It's a test to see if you're going to take it or not, to see if you're going to go down the road, see if you're going to do something stupid. I knew one time a dude who I barely know walks up to me and was like, yo, you seem like you all right, man. You know, you got yourself together and everything, man. You ever thought about making some extra money? I mean, shoot, I know you be doing your thing, you know, you be doing your gambling, you doing all this. He don't even know me. He barely knows of me. But he was playing his position and exposing who he was. And he was like, you know, and I'm just saying, you ever in a jam, you know, I got a way out. His way out is a way in. Of course he was sent. He was the test to see would I take the shortcut, go down the short route. That was going to leave me. Right, lead me down the dark path. Now, going that route, I would be dead or in jail. And I'm at the point where I don't even need that. But like I said, this person barely knows me. Walked up to me and just automatically, I'm like, you telling that to me? This is recently, people. This happened to me early in my life when I didn't have anything. And it was somebody I knew who came with that. I don't even know if that dude's living right now. But when I was in high school, that was like my right-hand guy. We used to come up on money, gambling and hustling, coming up with ways to get money, man. We was living it up. Then after high school, he went to the drug game. I went to college. Then he came up to the college. Like he was a member of the university. He was only signed up in the college so he can go and sell drugs. Then he had this little guy who was shorter than him. He was a short dude, and he had a guy shorter than him. And they had on matching jogging suits, some Air Jordans. And he walked up to me and was like, had an Eddie Bauer bag, zipped it up. There was some work in there, a pistol, everything. He was like, look, man, I know you. Like, I know who you are. Like, you a hustler from birth. Like, I know you can get this off. And I was like, I'll be dead in a week. And it was crazy. It was like God sent an angel to help defend me. And I ain't even need it. I wasn't taking it anyway. But the angel came like, she just came in like, don't try to get him to sell no drugs. He's a good kid. I'm like, I barely know her. But I went to school with her too in high school. She just came out of nowhere and just started telling him, I'm like, he don't need to be doing that. He was like, look, I'm just trying to help get him put some money in his pocket. No, he don't need that. I'm like, wow. So it's just amazing, like what happened. I'm like, this is a angel fighting a demon right here live. And I was like, somebody just, I didn't even need her to do that. I'm like, I wasn't taking it no way. I was like, this is my boy, from high school, but I wasn't taking that. Cause I know, I'm like, he ain't live in my neighborhood. So I'm like, do you know there's people already doing this in my neighborhood? I come over there and we fighting for the same customers. What's gonna happen? This ain't weed. This is like crack and stuff and coke and crack. I'm like, are you crazy? People will kill for this. You taking money out of their pocket? I'll be warring with people around my house where I live. Are you kidding? Hell no, I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to. That's putting my whole family in jeopardy. We don't come from that. Our family values are a lot different. I would have to move. Plus, I was raised with too much character for that. So, my family, we never would tolerate any type of drug dealing in our family. That would never ever ride. They say it took a village. Yeah, I had my aunties, all my uncles. It'd have been a whole different environment. So, but a lot of people don't have that in their household. So I can't judge anybody else whose life and be like, look, I had to do this. I ain't had no choice. A lot of people are like, everybody's got a choice, son. No, a lot of people didn't. I told you, I had a friend in my class. He was in 8th grade with me, and he had to sell drugs. His mother put him into selling drugs with the drug dealers. His uncle him and her brother and him, they had the crib together, and they was like, look, you ain't gonna be just living here. You gonna start working. And he was 13 years of age. So that was his life. He didn't want to do that. He wanted to go to school, and he was smart, real smart, but they didn't care. They pushed him down this road, and he was like, man, this is what I gotta do. I don't want to be out here late at night. He was out there 2, 3 in the morning trying to sell drugs, and he got to be to school at 7. You got to be there, but classes start at 8, so at 7 he got to be up there. So he's tired at school because he been out all night. Well, what choice did he have? That was his mother and his uncle. And his uncle was like, yo, man, you need to bring me some work. His nephew's in 8th grade, and he's asking his nephew for pieces because, they hyping it. It's crazy. It's a sick world. And then you realize that not everybody lives like you live. Not everybody has the opportunities you have. So you better not blow it and throw it all away. This is why we give this advice to people like John Morant. John, you had a mother and father at home. What you doing, most people doesn't have that at home. So they do these ignorant things because they knew no other life. They didn't feel any love at home. They just in the streets like whatever. So they do stupid stuff because they ain't never had anybody really tell them what they was doing was stupid anyway. So not everybody lives the same lifestyle, but John Morant had a choice. He didn't grow up. He grew up with a mother and a father and a sister. Everybody around him, they pushed you, put you to the basketball academy. You did not get these millions of dollars going on Instagram, waving guns. I mean, what is it going to do for your profile on Instagram? Nothing. What is this going to do for your brand? Nike and Powerade didn't sign you to a deal and give you $1 million in money to promote their products because you was on Instagram waving guns. That's not how you got your money. So when this person just a few weeks ago came up to me and asked me, did I want to basically sell dope? Me, I'm already riding around in a Mercedes. I'm already got my bills paid. I'm already in this house. I got all this already, so I must have money already. Why would he come to me and start saying stuff? He could see I don't need the money. And he's saying, I know you got this going on, you got that going on. But I'm just saying, if you're looking for something extra, like I know, I just feel it that you could do this. Like he's giving me this pep talk. Right. Only thing that would do is lead me to getting myself killed, a shot. Why would I want to go through that? Why would I want to go down that avenue? But what he was doing is this was a demon using somebody physical to try to test me, test my greed. They wanted to see how greedy were you, how desperate were you for greed. But I'm smart to know that that's short money. The lifespan of that business is not long. A lot of people be like, man, you gonna do this and you'll be rich and you'll have all that. No, dog. Look at anybody you knew who was in that business. They either been shot, they either dead, or they in jail. And it's a lot of funerals that people gonna be paying for. You can't get in that business and not kill. Because as soon as you think you can get in there and just do your thing, somebody gonna come take it because you in the business of with killers. Those people don't play. So if you come around there playing, they gonna test your gangster. They gonna see how well you protect your spot. They gonna see, so now you gotta roll with killers. And if they do something, you gotta be ready to get them out of it and take care of their families, put some on their books. It's a whole lot of requirements that come along with that. It ain't a game. Everybody think they gonna be Tony Montana or somebody. I took the hard route to get to where I'm at. Y'all remember I lost everything when the housing market crashed in 2008. I lost everything just like everybody else. I was on top of the world and got humbled real quick. Everything gone. Everything gone. Seriously, I had so much gone from me and taken from me that it didn't even make any sense for anybody else to ever have to do that. I prayed for them. So that's why Morant is in a privileged position. This is why people like Kwame Brown, myself, Steven Jackson, we all got something to say. We all got something to say. Because we know where we come from as a people. You got a chance to have generational wealth where your children can grow up rich and be able to build something build corporations for your family, get real estate. But you don't, this is what happened when you don't have the right people around you. You got homeboys. And homeboys who don't have your best interests at stake, this is what they do. Everything they've been doing has been a detraction for you. The same friend that got banned from the Indiana Pacers game is the one that's in the car going live on IG for 111 people. 111 people on IG is watching him with John Morant when that incident happened. 111 people. He got banned. The same friend he's with is the one that got banned for a year by the NBA over the incident with the Indiana Pacers bus, the team bus incident. No, that's because David Stern ain't here. If David Stern was here, the first time this happened, Ja would have known right away he can't do that no more. No, see, this is what happened when you got a commissioner like Adam Silver. John Morant wouldn't have made this mistake again. If David Stern was here, he would have made that mistake again. I guarantee you that. Because he'd have let it be known. You do this again, and you up out my league. Period. And if you can fight it with the union all you want. It ain't gonna matter. You gone. See, it'd have been put like that to him. He'd have had a private meeting with David Stern, and it would have went that way. Brother, I worked 2 jobs during that period, during that stretch. Building myself back up. I never folded. I went through a hell of a lot of pain. I damn near had a fracture in my foot and had to go to work. My foot was so swollen. I had to put the shoe over my foot. I had to go in and train people how to use machinery that I haven't used in years. And I could still operate it better than them. Because I work with the tech guys who come over and basically they're just for maintenance. And when the machine started cracking down, I knew how to fix it myself. Because I said, hey, let me watch you so I don't have to keep calling you over here. Next thing you know, I did a video for the entire corporation. And I came through the door at the same time with this Latino supervisor. And he the one that wanted me there, but all he wanted to do was sleep with the girls that just came through that. He had just went through a divorce for that. And he had this like 96 Mercedes. And he used to just, brag on his car and all that stuff. Like, yeah, this is my car. This is what I do. And yeah, and he thought like, girls my age was liking me. And he like, hey, wait a minute. I'm paying to play. Like, he paying these women to sleep with him. And the girls like me for free. That was a problem for him. So now he got to try to show people he my boss and stand over me. And I'm like, okay, this is not finna ride. So I went over his head. And I said, y'all need to kind of watch this. Now, he trying to get me to react. And I ain't finna go for it. Yeah, dude, I told you I worked in an office where I had to wear a suit and tie. Then I was working in the machine shop all night from 7 at night to 7 in the morning. And then my other job is 5 minutes away. So after I get off at 7, It's 7 in the morning. I just worked 12 hours. I gotta be at my job at 8. I go to McDonald's, right? Right before the big rush hit. I go in the bathroom. I got my suit in in the and all everything ready to go, iron pressed, shoes, slacks, everything. I gotta get out of this work outfit that I've just been in for 12 hours. I get out of that suit. I'm washing up in the McDonald's bathroom because I can't go back to my house. So I gotta wash up right in the McDonald's bathroom, get ready, suit and tie, brush my hair. I have to do that at least 3 times a week. Cause that other job, the machine job, almost only because I'm working 12 hours, you're only gonna get 3 days out of the week to work. Everybody be like, dude, 3 days a week? Shoot, that's 12, 12, and 12. They're keeping you under that 40. So they had to keep you right there. Then I got to go to my office job. My office job made more money. So I definitely was going to the office job. Me working at the machine shop, that's side money that I need now because I've lost everything because of the housing collapse in 2008. All the jobs was gone. So they would allow you to work 3 days only. Me, if I wanted to, I could get 4 days out of the machine shop because they know I know what I'm doing. But this is when the temp agencies started to be, out there. All the jobs were gone. So people had to work in the temp agencies. They weren't hiring people anymore. Jobs were scarce. Companies and corporations were closing down. The banks had folded. So it was a whirlwind out there. So everybody was in the temp agency world. Dude, I had worked like 18, 20 jobs, but I didn't quit. What I didn't do is become a victim and just go around and blame the government and try to live off the system and say, I'm going to be on assisted living. I didn't do that. I said, no, I'm going to work for mine. I got on the grind. And I kept because I already knew when I was working at these jobs and people was like shocked. Like, dude, you know all these people. Why don't you call Floyd Mayweather or something? Go working for Floyd. I'm like, to do what? That's how I'm going to live my life? Following behind another man? I can't do that. That ain't going to feed my family when I'm in my 50s and 60s. What Floyd ain't going to fight forever? Then what I'm going to do? I can't live my life like that. I never could. I don't know how anybody could live a life like that. I can't sit around and wait for another human being to be generous to me and say this is how I'm gonna live my life. As a man, I've been taught to work for mine and get mine. Stand on my own and grab my own. Now, here's the situation. Just because he makes money don't mean that he entitled to take care of me. I'm a grown man. So I had to go out and grind from the bootstraps. We gonna go grind to get it. But I ain't finna take the shortcut. I ain't finna start selling drugs. Sure, I would have made a ton of money selling drugs with low risk for me at that point. It would have been very low risk for me. I knew all the people who were the plugs. You know how rare that is to know the actual plug? I knew the plugs. So for me, this didn't mean anything. I knew the plug. I knew the people they was trying to get to work to. I knew them. Could have easily went down that road. But I don't need that in my life. I'm too grown for that. Shoot. In the midst of all that, I get in a huge car accident, almost die. Should have been dead. Working my 2 jobs, they thought, oh, maybe you working all the jobs. This is what happened. An old white guy hit me, and everybody blames me. He hit me. I split 2 poles, didn't hit the pole. The car had couldn't do anything with the car no more. Airbags deployed, everything. My head hits the side of the door, swells up. Police can't believe I walked out of the car. I thought everything was broken in my body. My girl, the next day, after my uncle picked me up from the hospital, take me back. I talked to my girl, tell her what happened. She take me to go get my stuff out my car, and she aggravated that I even had to call her to pick me up. And I was like, I'm finna sue, take this all the way. I did my own investigation. My tire track marks, everything. Show how the direction of my car went and how I was hit. Got the damage from his car and my car. His ankle was broke. Like he had to have surgery. You know, I held his hand, till they came and got him. The poor guy, he's an older gentleman, he's about 6. But it came down to he was white, I was black. And that's all the police knew. So when they came in, they were trying to test me immediately to see if I had liquor in my system, any drugs. I was clean. So they was like, nope, he's clean. As soon as I got there, they was like, can we finish this? Then he can go ahead, and they was like, all right, well, we need that urine sample, quick. All right, the urinalysis came out. It was like, he has no liquors or drugs in his system. So that was off the table. They couldn't do the drunk driving thing. So they say, sir, were you working? I'm like, yeah. Once I told him out, he's like, you worked 12 hours today? Oh, you was probably sleepy. No, I wasn't sleepy, sir. I just had coffee and caffeine in there. I'm like, you're searching for a way to make me guilty in the story in the police report because you want to make that guy the innocent guy. He's innocent because he's a 60-some-year-old, 70-some-year-old. I think he was 60 in his 60s. White man. No way could he try to beat a yellow light. I got on a 40-inch gold. You saw that and immediately thought what? Hip hopper, all this nonsense, right? They tried to pin the whole thing on me. I went to court, won in court, so I didn't get a ticket. So I went to get the charges dismissed against me, and I had all the evidence, and they still upheld it. Still upheld it. Even though I went to the courts, did everything right, I drove all the way out to Rolling Meadows courthouse, and they can believe I fought it. All because I didn't pay for the super lawyers and everything else. And I said, I will never pay that white man. So I went and filed for bankruptcy on myself. to protect my assets. So there's different chapters you could file. I filed a different chapter that would protect my assets so that they couldn't come take my money. So it isn't that I didn't have money. I wasn't finna let them come take it. They were trying to take $100,000 from me. I'm like, $100,000? Man, get the hell out of here. I ain't paying that white man for hitting me. Yep. So they couldn't come after my money. So the hospital bill was stuck on them. I'm not paying you that money. So my lawyers took care of that. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's how you that's how you persevere. I wasn't gonna fold no matter what. I don't know. They tried to stop my driver's license, all this stuff. My story is a memoir. I know my whole life is a movie. But that changed my life. Because right after that, my girlfriend broke up with me after the car accident. She thought I was going to be dependent on her to take me places and all that. It was cool once I had my ride. But once my car was down and I was without a car and all this, she was like, he going to be dependent on me. So every time I asked her to do something, it was like a problem. When I did stuff for her without hesitation. And she was just like, I gotta work extra shifts, and all that. I'm like, you know what? It sounds like I'm bothering you. And my situation is you not there for me. So I don't think we should talk no more. Well, whatever. Had an attitude and all that, but this is what she wanted. Cause she was mad because she was like, we was finna save up and get a place together. That was her whole plan. To get me to move and get our own place and all that. And now this then derailed all that, so she's frustrated. So now I see what type of chick I got now. It's her way only and what she wants. And when things don't go her way, she get an attitude. And I was like, hey, this would be even worse if we live together. So you know what? You gone. She's gone. So I said, yeah, she's got to go. My little Serena Williams. She had to go. Yep. Well, last thing she did for me was take me up to my car to get my stuff out of the car from the accident. And I was like, they can have this car. It's done. Yep. And 2 years later, oh, buddy, she saw me and was like, oh my God. I'm like, what, you thought I wasn't going to get another car? God, it took 2 weeks. I had another car. It ain't nothing to get a car. And I'm like, I'm not going to have this forever. But you replaced. I had a whole nother chick with me. And then I had to get rid of her. And it wasn't because she did something wrong to me, y'all. She was actually on point. She was actually on point. I ain't gonna. Her thing is, she let her family bring her down. Her family uses her. Her mama uses her and everything else because she's the nice one out of the family. Her sister got like 25 kids, and they all stick her with babysitting and everything else. She was Cinderella at the ball. But her problem was she kept holding out a flame for me, like we could be this major couple. She's fun to hang out with, everything. We done went to movies and had a great time. But her problem was she was not someone that it wasn't gonna work. She wasn't for me. She'd rather I work a 9 to 5 and through this 9 to 5, my phone died, so I had to put it on the charger. That we work a 9 to 5 and basically, just live together. I'll be dying inside. I would. If I had to sit there and work this 9 to 5 every day, coming home, I'm like, I done this already. If I ain't made no progress, I can't do this. I'll be sitting here just going nuts. If I had to resort on the 9 to 5 every day, I would just sit there and be going nuts. I'm like, I've done this part of my life. I'm into this next chapter, and I'm like, babe, what I'm going after, we ain't gonna make it. And you're a nice girl, and you want a husband and this, but I can't deal with you. Because I already see the problems. Your family's a problem. Your mother is a problem. She didn't stole your Social Security, used that to put stuff in your name. She moved in the same building as you so that she knows she can manipulate you if you close by. You moved away from her out of the state, and she tracked you down so she could get closer to you to have you manipulate and manipulate you some more. Your mother is no good, and your sister takes advantage of you. And they live in the kill zone in Chicago. Like 3 of her cousins was shot on the porch. One of them died. One of them was killed. He had did something, stayed in the house for like about a whole week, would not go outside the house. Soon as he stepped out on the porch, they took his life. Right on the porch. 2 other cousins got shot on the porch, and she want me to come ring the bell asking for her. This is what I'm talking about. Now you understand what I'm talking about when I'm saying, like, I can't do this. She's the one in the story. I told you I came to pick her up. I'm sitting like I had the Durango truck sitting right outside her house. The alley, their house is on the corner, and it's an alley that comes down. I'm like, no wonder they got hit. Whoever hit them was coming down the alley. Boom, spray it, and then go. Y'all house is the first house. That's easy to get somebody. And then I'm sitting there, and everybody's just riding past my car and what's not. Dude, I was seconds from getting myself blasted coming to pick her up. I had to turn on my interior lights so they can look in the car and be like, yo, I ain't on no bullshit. Seriously, don't start shooting. Because I seen them. I was like, dude, they riding past my car. You said you was ready to go. I've blown my horn. I've called you to come outside. I'm not ringing the bell. I'm not stepping on that porch. You ain't finna tell me a story where 3 people was shot, 1 dead, and I'm finna sit there and go, I'm gonna go ring that button. Hell no, I'm out. This relationship is over. So, yeah. When I came up, and started cashing real big boy checks. First thing I did, wasn't the first thing, one of the things I did was contact that damn, my old supervisor, the one that Latino dude was sleeping with everybody on the job, who was mad at me for the girls liking me, that he was a punk. He had his little Mercedes. First thing I did was hit him up and tell him, like, hey man, how's it going? How you been? Yeah, man. He was like, he couldn't remember who I was at first, and he was like, oh yeah, what's up? We talked for a while. Like, hey man, you still doing good? You still rolling with the Mercedes? Good for you, man. Proud of you. Yeah, so I told him, hey man, good luck to you. You know, keep grinding. I knew you were gonna get fired again. He did, and that was that. We spoke. Oh, absolutely. Well, the thing is that when you make those type of decisions in life, you ain't gonna have nothing positive come for you. His life went downhill because his life was based on the fact of him doing one of many things. And the one thing that was on his mind to do was, I'm just want to sleep with the chicks that come through here. Eventually, that's gonna blow up in your face. Them girls was taking his money, and they wouldn't even speak to me because they was told don't talk to him because he was jealous. Women love to go back and tell what you go back and tell what the other guy is saying. So I knew everything he was saying because he was saying it. He was directly saying it. Well, everybody goes through something in life and persevere. Stupid people try to make fun of people for going through something. Like, oh, look at you going through something. Be like, where's that even funny? It's not even funny. Somebody's struggling or was doing bad or whatever. Instead of trying to help them, you try to tear them down. Mm-hmm. Exactly. We get on people for not having morals and not using moral compass and moral code. We do things now without even thinking. That's what our main problem is. We don't even think, and we already reacting and doing stuff. You got people that comment on stuff they hadn't even seen. talk about food they never even ate, talk about drinks they never even drunk. They talk about movies they ain't even seen. Right now, this dude was talking about a video and what I hadn't done and didn't even check. He was here earlier, man. You ain't talk about what Kwame talk about. Your boy Kwame said something. You ain't said nothing. I'm like, did you even check the timeline? It's directly the last video I've posted. But he hadn't even checked. He just wanted to come and run his mouth. Because they so quick to be against. They never even know what the hell they're even talking about. They just so quickly to talk. Because their whole thing is, you got to prove them wrong rather than them bringing information. Mm-hmm. No, when people are a bad version of themselves, they make poor decisions. So you could say selective outrage all you want, um, because 9 times out of true times it is 9 times out of 10 it is like true. So you can say it all you want because 9 times out of true it's true. People have selective outrage. They do give people that they know the benefit of the doubt a little bit more than others. Hate is the new love. Who takes game one tonight? The Nuggets will take it. But you could bet the Lakers in the points. I wouldn't do it. I think tonight the Lakers get blown out. I mean, blown off the floor. He got someone to do that. His father. If his father can't reach him, how can another NBA player reach him? It's like, we're going to bring Steven Jackson and Gilbert Arenas in to talk to John Morant. You know, Gil going to be, nah, first of all. First of all, I'm with you. Your friend, he's got to go. I think he set you up on purpose. I know it sounds crazy, don't it? It's true. I think he did. I'm not blaming you. You was just in the car vibing the song. Why was he recording? I don't know why he was doing that. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying get rid of your gun. No, I got guns. I'm saying get rid of him. you need you need some better friends. That's all. Shoot, cause we ain't gonna go live. No, no, we ain't gonna go live. So you can hang out with me. You can tap two guns like Sam Yosemite Sam. Just dot 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 dot. Get your Yosemite on. You can even bust them in the air. All you gotta do is roll with me. That would be his advice. No accountability, nothing. Shift the blame somebody else, and that'll be that. He gonna laugh it off as nothing. Now, Jack gonna come in with a whole different perspective. Look here, BG. Let me holler at you for a minute. Now, I grew up in this thing. Now, I went in there, did my hanging and banging. You know, I ripped that. I did that in the league, man. This ain't a good look for you, man. I'm going to tell you, man, it looked kind of dumb. But I ain't saying you dumb. I'm just saying the whole look of it was dumb. Now, I know you effed up, man. But I'm going to tell you, don't go there, man. They're going to trick you out your chips, man. Just, it is what it is, man. Just get some real ones around you. You know what I'm saying? Keep your head up tight, man. Everything should be everything, man. Yeah, you want to smoke? All right, yeah, let's smoke. Yeah, ride around, man. Just chill all day long, man. That's all you do. Stay close to me and everybody else, man. You gonna be straight. And we like, oh man, Jack, that's what's up, man. Yeah, shoot. Me, Jack, man. Whoa, there's some dudes throwing some signs at the gas station. What up, fool? Hey, what's up? Yeah, my set, yeah. Jack, man, you just said, man, F that, man. They ain't finna come over here repping over there like that. John, where your shit at, man? Let me grab this shit. There, what's up, nigga? Blood up, fool. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Red side all day, fool. That don't come riding over here. Jack, you just told this man, F that. This ain't got nothing to do with that, man. He was celebrating with the gun. I'm gonna show him what to do with the gun. Da, 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 da. That's what you do with it. Now here, you hold this. Go stash that somewhere. I was never here. So that's what's gonna happen if those two would have hang out with him. That's how it's gonna go if those two were to talk. For Ja. I mean, for him, he just loses himself. So I don't think, I agree with what Jack said. I don't think I need to be talking to Ja. I ain't his daddy. Perfect thing to say, because that is the truest statement to form. He ain't his daddy. He got a daddy there. Right, he got a daddy. So my thing is, if he got a daddy, why is everybody trying to tell this man what to do? He got a daddy. I know this dude went to O Block. Wanted to show how it really was on O Block. That's Captain Jack for real. He's Mr. CB4 for real. Yeah, Steven Jackson's out there, boy. Captain Jack. Steven Jackson's out there. Steven Jackson's out there, boy. Captain Jack. Ah! That was Captain Jack. There you go. Captain Jack. Ah! Steven Jackson's out there. Steven Jackson's out there. Steven Jackson's out there, boy. Captain Jack. Steven Jackson's out there. Steven Jackson's out there. Steven Jackson's out there, boy. Captain Jack. See, I checked in with some real ones. I checked in. I gotta go check in. The only place I'm checking in is the hotel. See, I'm checking in with the real ones. Okay, so what did your checking in actually do? One of those dudes that was in the video with you was shot and is fighting for his life. Did you help improve that man's life by going to Old Block, shooting some basketball, smoking some blunts, trying to show that I could wear my jewelry around up in Old Block and it's all good? Like they got love for me like that? No. You did that front. They went there to try to take some of those kids and show them, a better way. To take some of those kids. Will Bynum made that possible for you. Will Bynum thought you was over there hanging out with the kids to do some uplifting. He didn't know you was gonna do some jackass shit. Yeah. Now that kid fighting for his life. You know what I'm saying? Got shot. One of them kids that you was out there, and then you want to blame everybody else. What y'all doing though for him? Y'all did all that talking. But Ice Cube do that in every town they go to. They'll have a certain amount of kids they take and they bring them to the game from like the inner cities. They're going to show love to the community in every city they go to. You were done, Jack. You was out the league. You was done. Who saved you? Isaiah saved you. I forgot about that. How do you forget the person that saved your life? Somebody's like, why your closet doors are always open? Because why should they be closed? I'm the only one that lives here. So if I want to leave them open, I just walk right in and grab what I want. I ain't got to close it. Why come it's always open? Those are the people that don't go nowhere too. They focus is off. It's like people want to see what's in the closet. I'm just like, I don't know. I ain't got a body in there or something. I can see if a body's falling out. Like, it's a body. Oh, what's new on the Patreon? Adam Silver was never supposed to be the commissioner of the NBA. Boom. Then, of course, we got why I never spoke about Neo and Nick Cannon. But since I got the Patreon, I can speak on it. So that's on there. That video. That's a Patreon exclusive. Kobe Bryant's daughter need to be more careful. So if you need to be on the Casino for Life Patreon. So and there's Biz 101, rebuilding bad credit, establishing new credit. And ears to the street got put to the street. This is the video Kwame was talking about. Then this video you're going to see today. This was an early release for Patreon. They've had it since May 9th. So you guys will get this video today. The Curtis and 50 Cent video. You should be getting that sometime, probably today. And Trevor Ariza. What happened that you didn't know anything about? Trevor Ariza, all the drama, the assaults. You want to know what happened? Come to the Patreon. It's crazy. You'll know why he's out. The Batcave live stream. The stream you never seen suffer here behind the scenes. The uncut version of Eddie Griffith talking about what went down. How to keep your money coming in. If you find a suitcase full of money, what do you do? This is an exercise to see how people think. Where did I vote? Look at this. Report the suitcase to the cops. 12% said that. Keep the money and spend it. 8%. Put the money in a savings account. 3%. Invest the money. 51% said invest the money. Put the money in a safety security box. 9%. Just use it to pay off your bills. 6%. Leave it where you found it. This is where I voted. Voted. Leave it where you found it. 12%. I I gotta redo the Michael Jackson video because of a copyright. You know, Michael Jackson's people or whatever, whoever owned that video. So they took the video. So I couldn't even put it up there. Then we got Gil, you a dry snitcher. We got him snitching. Snitch it away. Lakers rigged season. Woo-wee. Let's get a look at this. Bet y'all, a lot of y'all think this is me, don't you?
Okay, more proof that this is rigged. So the Golden State Warriors had to lose tonight, because if they would have won tonight, that means that they would play the Lakers on Sunday. Just watch.
The State Warriors get to the Western Conference Finals now. If they're able to get by the Lakers in the next round, we'll see how they pan up against Denver or Phoenix. I think Denver, the State Warriors get to the Western Conference Finals now. If they're able to get by the Lakers in the next round, we'll see how they pan up against Denver or Phoenix. I think Denver.
Wait, did you hear what Jay Williams said? He said the Lakers were going to play the Warriors. Well, how? Because they haven't even gotten past Memphis. This was yesterday when this was posted. Now watch, every time Memphis gets to the basket, they get touched, hit with a foul. The refs won't blow the whistle. They won't put them in the line. They won't help them out tonight.
The State Warriors get to the Western Conference Finals now. If they're able to get by the Lakers in the next round, we'll see how they pan up against Denver or Phoenix. I think Denver.
Why?
So if you're not subscribed to the Patreon, I think you need to be subscribed to the Patreon. What happened to Jamie Foxx? We had already told y'all on the second. For people on the Patreon, you knew fully what happened. That was the early preview video we did. The Patreon version of Adam Silver controlling all the games. Gilbert Arenas and Carcino's conversation behind the scenes. JJ Redick, check Stephen A. Smith and Mad Dog. Well, we got a lot more. I'm one of the most active Patreon users ever. How Eazy-E and Suge Knight really met. Oh, shit. Man. Ah, damn. Almost happened again. Ja Morant, when he was working out with the Grizzlies. Little Richard, what happened to Little Richard in the 1980s? A lot of people didn't see this, didn't know what happened. I went off on Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson, Patreon only video. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Who would you trust to make a commercially hit song? Nelly, Drake, Mace, LL. I went with LL. And you see, Drake was winning. Is Nas working for the feds? That video, Patreon only. This is the first look when Gail got caught lying. That video's already out now. Tank Davis. The fully told story of what happened with Jonathan Majors incident. What happened with Stars and 50 Cent. What we couldn't tell you on YouTube. This is a guy who runs Stars now. And of course, you know who that man is. This is the guy that 50 have to deal with. So you guys need to get on the Patreon because you guys are a little bit asleep at the wheel. And what YouTube wouldn't let me show you what's happening in Chicago. YouTube wouldn't let me show you that. Whitney Houston left Eddie Murphy because of this. This video explains why that happened. All these exclusives. Here's why Isaiah Thomas hung up on ESPN. Kanye West still wants Jamie Foxx to portray him in a movie. Kelly Rowland's son is really Jay-Z kid? Y'all better get the Patreon, man. If you ain't on the Casino for Life Patreon, you are asleep. You are asleep at the wheel. So y'all need to correct that right away. And I should be seeing y'all on the Patreon. Because it's hot. It's hot.